Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to our crazy farming simulator series. Yeah, I think we're going to want to keep this, and this is going to need to be put into the cow feed mixer so that we can turn it into total mixed rations and not waste it on the cows, because if we put it in for the cows now, that is going to be completely and utterly wasted. The other thing is, we're going to have to make sure that we empty out the cows of all of the grass first that they've already got, because otherwise it just stays in the pen and uses up potential capacity. And it'll be the same when we switch from feeding silage to feeding our total mixed ration. We can't feed total mixed ration yet because we don't have the straw and also the mineral feed to make up the food, and I am this time not going to be buying anything in. Right, that's the plan. I don't want to be buying in food. I don't want to be buying in anything extra for our animals. We must grow it all ourselves. That's the whole plan. It's the same with the factories. I want to grow and produce everything ourselves. I don't want to be buying stuff in. You're really going to have to do something about that gateway there, aren't we? Right. This is how gateways should be, by the way. Like, one of the places I worked, the combines had 25-foot headers, and so all of the gateways, any gateway that was renewed, any fence line that was renewed, the farm manager there, his mission was to make it so that the majority of, unless he had to actually go onto a public road, and even then, not necessarily every time, he wanted to be able to leave the headers on the combines. He did not like the idea of taking a header off a combine. It was time-consuming, and it eats into harvest time. And it's a really good idea. So he would go round. Any fence that was renewed, it would be 2 15-foot gateways that would be put in. It was always the standard 2 15-foot gateways that would meet in the middle. And it worked really well. So when it came to harvest, you just opened the gates and moved from one field to the next, and you could get across a large chunk of the farm without having to take the header off. There were certain parts of the farm that it just wasn't possible to move even if you had the big gateways, it still wasn't physically possible to move from one field to the other with the header on because of how the terrain was. So you just couldn't physically do it. But yeah, overall, it was still pretty good. Now, I'm thinking that this rake is performing an awful lot better than the one that we had previously. But we also need to take into account that this rake has been artificially increased in speed by quite a bit, so that is definitely going to influence the way that this one is behaving. And I got to remember that when I'm sort of looking at it and thinking, well, why on earth would I ever want to use the other one? That's because we're doing crazy speeds right now. Like, you don't normally do this kind of job at 35 kilometers an hour. It's just not done. We do it, yes, but normally you wouldn't do it. There's a lot of things that people normally wouldn't do that I end up doing anyway. I don't know if this is an issue that I should be addressing, or if it's just something that we need to accept is just the way it is now. Anyway, let's go up through there and just tidy that up a bit like that. Now we've got a serious challenge. What we need to do next, let's lift that one up. Right, now we can fold it. We need to get to that field over there. We've got to get across the bridge right here. So I'm going to have to go in here and turn around and then come back out. If I was trying to do this with the map the way it was before we started changing things up a little bit, yeah, it just wouldn't be happening. Right? That's just a no-go. And it's already looking like a pretty no-go here anyway. That tree, like, seriously, these trees, they're just... No! The other one's going to be, like, the other one's bad enough as well, but it's not quite as bad as that one. It completely blocks your view, you can't see anything. And we've removed the electric fence right here so that we can get through. There's actually another type of electric fence gate that you can have that you just drive over it, and literally it just will fold down and then lift back up again. I totally didn't just drive right over that calf or that calf. That was a figment of your imagination. And we can whiz into here and then unfold. And now we can start rowing up this field. that'll be it. And then we can get on with the baling, and we'll be able to see if we can actually put bales into our barn over there. But I'm going to take a short break before I row this field up. Right, I had a short break, and I'm going to carry on. By short break, I mean like 10 days. So I'm going to carry on this. As far as I remember from 10 days ago, I was whizzing around the field with an oversized machine and clearly not doing a very good job of sticking close to the edges. Sticking close to the edges is not really a problem most of the time, except when the trees get in the way of the camera view. That does make it more tricky. And that... why have we got a great big hole in the ground right there? Frithgar no likey. Anyway, we'll ignore the great big hole in the ground. Yeah, I'm not going to do future harvest. I'm not going to do future silage and hay and all the rest of it like this. I'm going to do it differently. I'm not going to whiz around the fields over and over and over with the standard machinery. It has been fun to do it, and yes, I've used bigger machinery and I have sped it up a bit, but it still smacks of being fairly regular and normal, and quite frankly, I don't like it. So I'm going to almost definitely, certainly, possibly, maybe change it up for the next hay and silage that we do. And we will... see, here's the thing. I kind of like the idea of using a baler. At the moment, I like the idea of using a baler. I may change my mind in about 25 minutes' time. Not 26 minutes, not 24 minutes, but 25 minutes. It will be exactly 25 minutes if I'm going to change my mind. I don't know why, it probably just will be. However, anyway, that bit aside, yeah, I'm kind of... why aren't you lowering down? Oh, there we go. Right, just taking a while. Yeah, so I kind of like the idea of bales. Now, I have found out that there is a way to change the capacity of a bale, but you've got to go into the base game, and you've got to change a file in the actual game files, which is fine. Now, what I'm wondering is whether or not I can actually get that to happen with a mod, and whether or not I can create such a mod myself. Now, I know that there is the bale capacity mod that is available, and it does do something, but I'm not entirely sure what it does. Okay, I was waiting for that back one to drop down. Apparently, it's already done so. I'm not entirely certain how it works, but I think you basically got additional bale options on that mod, and I'm not sure quite how. So I'm going to take a look at that one anyway. Long story short, I'll take a look at that mod and see if I can get that one to adapt to what I want. Because if I'm going to continue using bales, then I want to be able to use the bales with a slightly increased capacity. And I rather like the idea of having a small baler with the bales at a higher capacity. Now, if I can do a higher capacity, I could also do a lower capacity, and I could do what I dreamed of doing way back at the beginning of the Gelderland series, and I could have a small baler going around with like 1 litre bales and just going nuts. I think it would be fun. I think it would be an entertaining thing to go and do, and it's something that I've enjoyed doing in previous versions of the game, so I see no reason why I shouldn't be allowed to enjoy such pastimes in this version of the game. And that is what I'm going to attempt to do. So let's lift you up there, and then you go to there, and we are finished. And I think that was all of the grass that needed to be raked up. So we'll go and get our baler next, and we will do something with that. This cow pasture here, I think I can actually sell it, in which case we could sell the cow pasture. Oh, there's a road right there. So it would just be these two fields here next to each other that we would join into one. Although, actually, if we go and have a look... Yes, I know that we've got the road there, so that would separate it, but we could have that field as well, joined in. So we've basically got a long field on this side of the river. That might work. We could do that. We could join those together. I'd quite like that, I think. That could be fun. Now, even if I do go back to doing more bale... I was just thinking that maybe I wouldn't keep this rake, but at the moment I will keep this rake. I see no reason why we shouldn't keep this rake at the moment. It's actually, I think, big enough that we can use it. It's possibly a little bit small by our standards for some things, but it's not too bad. So if I bring that one back here... I like the fact that it is actually a big machine, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to use and to run around with. It adds a little bit of challenge to the situation, and I quite like that. I do want that in some of the things that we do. So let's go and take you. My only question is whether or not I can put a bale into that building over there. Because what we need is some hay, and then we need some grass. And we need the grass to be put into that building over there so that we can turn it into silage, because I've got absolutely no intention whatsoever of making silage and then making grass bales and then wrapping them, because that is just going to take way too long. Now, there are options, like you can go and just adapt a wrapper fairly easily to run faster. I've done it several times before, so I could go and do that. But I don't want to. So there is also that. I'm a lazy man, and I cannot be bothered. So what I'm going to do here is, if I unfold that one, that will move over to the side like that. I will then go to this one and set that one to loading. We will go back to the baler. We will turn the baler on. We will lower it down. It's set on the largest bale size. And we've got a load... Well, we had a load of straw in there, but that's just turned into grass now. So what we've got is the bales now popping out of the baler. And that first bale is already done and on the trailer. So what I'm going to do with this is I want to find out if we can actually do this. So if I turn that one off, like that, and unload over to there, we'll leave that one there a second, and we're going to run a small test on this bale. So let's just skip over there. We go through. See, we've got cobblestones in here past the old sugar mill. This one has been here for a very, very long time. It's one of the first buildings that was put here years and years ago. We got an old barn, and then there's the farmhouse, obviously, as well. Those are the only ones that were put there before the sugar mill. All of these buildings over here, they went there after the sugar mill was built. So it was a long time ago. So 6,500 litres right here. Can I? Yes. Yes, I can. 6,656 litres, according to that. It will go in there, which means that I can then go down to here. I can go through all of these different things that we own. Cat farm supplies production. Right in here, I've got the grass, so I can do grass into hay if I want to. So we won't need to be making hay in the future. At the moment, we're not going to. We're just going to take grass and we're going to turn that into silage. So I'm going to activate that one. It does 240 cycles a month, which is 240,000 silage per month that it will produce, which I think is absolutely fine. Right, we know that that works. Let's turn on our trailer. Go back to that one. I think I actually want to be going around the field the other way, so the trailer is not pulling into the back of the baler. Oh, I suppose it doesn't really matter. It was only just... I was sort of wondering about it previously. There's our dude fishing. I got the feeling that, you know, I do get the feeling that our dude over there doing that fishing, he could be there a while. I've just got this sort of funny feeling deep down in the pit of my stomach that he might be there a while. I thought I seen like maybe one of those toy things, but no, I didn't. Right. So we can whiz around the field here. So what we'll be able to do is take all of the hay and the silage, and we can drop it straight into the, what do you call, thingy up the other end, if we want to. I don't think I want to. It's just now starting to rain. We should probably have gone and done the hay first before we did the grass, because the grass being baled up in the rain for silage is not quite as bad. You don't want to be baling hay in the rain. However, I'm going to ignore all of that. I'm going to do it anyway, because this is a madness series. We can do crazy things like bale in the rain. We're able to get away with that. The game won't let us combine in the rain, but we're not combining. So that bit will be absolutely fine. 22 kilometers an hour. Surely we can go faster than this. Let's have a look. What is it? It's Shift N. There we go. Right. So silage special. You right there. Repair. No. Customize. Go to here. Working speed. Oh, seriously? 22 is the maximum? That feels slow, doesn't it? That does. It feels slow. I mean, yeah, I'm probably a little bit spoiled with the speed that I run around in the fields normally. So that might be why this feels so slow while I'm racing around the field here. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's go back round this way. Get that bit. And then this field is done. We will need to put some fertilizer on here. Whether we take... I guess we could take some slurry from the cows. I haven't done... Because we didn't do any slurry and muck spreading in the last series. That wasn't something that I sort of got into. So I'm thinking that maybe we should do slurry and muck spreading in this series. Which means that we're going to need slurry and muck spreading equipment. Now, I was thinking about this, and I was kind of thinking that it might be cool if we had something that could do all of the slurry and muck spreading. Now, I've got in here, is it under cars? I've got the, here we go, right, the Cat TLX. So I've got the single cab sound. I don't know which one I had Ooh. We didn't have that one. Right, one of these I had previously. The Cat TLX 3500. Single cab 7.3, 6.2. Crew cab. It wasn't a crew cab, I don't think. I think it was a single cab that we used. Crew cab 7.3. Extreme. I got a feeling it was the Extreme, but we never had wheels like that. We never had no wheels like that. That we didn't have. So what wheels have we got? We got the big. We got standard configuration, full X. We didn't use this at all. Right, Midas. Okay, this is the Extreme one, and I didn't use that one, so I don't remember which one it was that I actually used. I think it was. That's 4.2 million, 3.2. 3.8. I know I put... I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to look up which one I used previously. Okay, that is even more extreme. It wasn't this machine that we used, but I kind of really... like, that's insane. Spiked rollers and then the swampers. So, yeah, I'm not sure which one it was that I did use, but there was one that I used, and I'll figure it out. I think it was this one. 3.2, the 7.3 version, that one there. Cat TLX 3500, single cab sound, 7.3 litres or 6.2 litres. I think it was this one here that I used, the single cab, and then that's looking a bit more like it. It was something like that. And I had something on the back. I can't remember what it was that I had, but anyway. Doesn't really matter. It's very expensive. We will get to it. So I've got that one, and then there's stuff that goes with it. So we've got just a pickup bed. We've got the prospector thing here. I've got that one there, which is the tanker, which can just carry stuff. And this here is the feeder, so we can use this one for doing the XL single cab is the one that we used. We got a tipper lorry right here, which will go up to 300 cubic meters, which is quite a lot for a little tipper lorry, tipper bed. And we got the feed wagon right there, which will go up to 1,000 cubic meters, which is, excuse me, quite a lot. Which we might very well end up using. So that is great. But what I was actually thinking is up here somewhere. Where would they be? Here we are. The Terra variant. And we got the Stevie one and we got the basic one right there. The Holmer one. So there's a Unitrack pack. There's a couple little things like that, but I was kind of thinking that maybe like the Homer variant. So if you look at the combinations for that one, we've got this, which is a slurry spreader. We've got a auger. We've got another one. We've got a muck spreader there. So those can go on the back. We could put them on the back and we could use those. There's also a hook lift, if I can find a hook lift. Actually, the easiest way to find a hook lift would be go into the manure spreaders, because they always have hook lift manure spreaders. And I was wondering about maybe having a hook lift trailer and trying to have like a few different modules that go with it and upgrade those a little bit. So this is the one that goes on the Annenberger thingy-majiggy. But this one right here, so if we take a look at that... That needs to go on a hook lift trailer. I don't have a, but that is Farm Tech. So maybe we can get that to work on Farm Tech. This one here, we got, why is it not giving me combinations for the hook lift one? This one here is the Joskin cargo trailer right there. Farm Tech. All right, IT Runner seems to be like the main one, but even here we haven't got very much. Like, where's all the hook lift containers? There's a slurry container there that goes with IT Runner pack. And then we've got auto load platform, which, quite frankly, I'm not interested in. So that's in IT Runner, but it's actually difficult to find the combinations of it. I guess we just got to look through each one individually. I'm sort of thinking about it. I know that there's a couple of hook lift spreaders that we can use, or there's at least one. There's this one right here that we can use. So that one goes on a hook lift trailer that maybe I could make some adaptations to. And I'm pretty sure there is also a slurry tanker that goes with a hook lift trailer. So I could try doing that, but now that I'm sort of looking through, there's actually less options for the hook lifts than I thought there'd be. Yeah, there we go. So is it the IT Runner one? I could do something with that. And again, it doesn't actually feel like there's very much that I could do. I mean, I can play around with. I can do stuff with this. I can make it wider. We can make it go further and faster and so on. So we got options with it, but... do we want an IT Runner hook lift type setup or not? That'd be something to look at. That's something to look at in the future, but I'm not going to worry about it too much more now. What I am going to do is I'm going to finish this job right here. So you're done with the baling. Me bring you over like that. You're going to take the bale? No, he doesn't want to take the bale. Alright, okay, fine. If I turn that one off, and then I empty that bale out. There we go. We can load up that one. I can fold up the baler. I can then go to the trailer itself. I can turn that one off like that. And we will drive this back to the yard. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this straight over the in-feed for that over there. And then I've loaded up this grass. So I've got 91,000 litres. Well, actually, there's a part bale in there, so it's not counting the part bale. So I just want to bring this over here like this, and it should load up those once you take the straps off. Okay, so now I have got a whole load of grass in here that is being turned into silage, which means that we can now feed silage to the cows. And what we can actually do is we can go one step further than that. So right now, the cows have got... That's the large open pasture. That's the outside. They've got total mixed ration over there, but we don't care about them, and I'm thinking I'll probably just sell them all anyway. These in here, 13 months, their now health is on 0. The grass hay is down to 6,700. The grass hay is 6,000, well, yeah, that's going to be the same. They're on 19 months, so we should get milk from these. I've got some milk. So whether the health reproduction thing is just for the reproduction, and the rest is for the milk. But I think you do actually get more milk if you feed total mixed ration. Milk calf pens. Wait, what's that? Food. So, the calf pens... Now I'm just confused. Milk calf pens, 100%. Total mixed ration, 100%. Silage, 90. Grass hay, 60. So if it's... I think if it's below 75%, the reproduction rate goes down. It might be 80% reproduction rate and health drops down, which is why we're getting that. But we'll be able to get milk. I don't want that, so I can either feed them just silage or I can do the total mixed ration. The great thing with the feeder that we've got at the moment is that the total mixed ration can be made with just hay and silage. You don't actually have to put straw in order for it to make total mixed ration. Have a look in here. You can see right there it's... Oh. No, there is a minimum. The mixing ratio right there. Anderson Group, edited by Stevie. That's got a minimum. Scott's grass, and there is actually some... Oh, great. Alright, so we're going to have to put this as just silage in for the cows. So you don't have to put the other in, but we have to put some straw in this. And then we also have to put the other two in as well. As you can see by the little arrows at the bottom. Mixing ratio. Anderson Group A700, edited by Stevie. I genuinely thought that you only needed silage and hay to make the total mixed ration. That you could do it without the straw. But apparently you cannot. Oh, all right. Well, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. So does that mean... Can we make total mixed ration right in here? Hay, silage, and straw can then be mixed together. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.